Hey y'all, iRick Sky here. Now it's 2018 and a lot of you probably, you probably had New Year's resolutions, this, that, and the other. And a lot of you have probably thought, well, with the enhanced cost of living, I mean, everything going up, about the only thing that's gone down is gasoline for cars. But, how to reduce monthly expenses. Now, obviously there's certain things that can't be eliminated. I mean, it's hard to eliminate heating and cooling. It's hard to eliminate water, those sorts of things. But there's a lot of things that can be. So what I'm going to do within this video, and again, this is for entertainment purposes only. This should not be considered advice. It may not provide financial benefit. I mean, it could be a complete disaster. So again, I'm sharing this for entertainment purposes only. But what I did is create a spreadsheet and went through my monthly bills, and I found everything, everything from cable TV to utilities to any sort of service I'm subscribed to. And I mean, there's a lot of things that can add up. I mean, if you do cloud-based, let's say music streaming, cloud-based applications, any sort of recurring monthly fee, those can get really nasty. And even if they're just a few bucks, they can add up. And it's easy for people that don't take the time to look at everything granularly. It's easy for those, dollars here, several dollars here to compound and become several $100s. So what I do, I audited everything. I got a spreadsheet, went through every single monthly expense. Now to make that easier, what I did, I thought about bills that I pay monthly. Some of them I pay with credit cards, some I'll pay with checks, some I'll pay with cash. But I took all that into account so that I had a complete snapshot of month to month what's being paid. So then when I had all of those in a spreadsheet, what I did, I looked at them and I said, okay, out of these, what can be eliminated? And if there's, for example, software, monthly subscription software versus purchasing software outright. If there was something I was using that was a recurring monthly expense to use that software, is there a similar product out there that I can use, pay a one-time fee, and potentially eliminate having to pay monthly for that? And then are there services out there that are free? I mean, if there's something I'm paying for, is there an alternative that may be free? Is it something I even need? One of the biggest things that I found was, and this is where you'll really get a lot of cost creep, that cost creeping up month to month. And they may do it very gradually so that a lot of people may not notice, but over time, what month to month may have been $1 or so, then quickly becomes 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s of dollars. And another thing to be aware of, a lot of cable, TV, internet, wireless phone, that sort of thing, a lot of those services, if you're not aware, a lot of them are promotional offers. So, check that month to month, because more than likely, even if you didn't realize it, you may be in a promotional offer and there may be a large price surge when and if that promotional offer expires. So what I did, that was one of the biggest areas for savings for me, was the phone, internet, TV. That's something, I don't really have to have a lot of TV. I don't watch a lot of TV because I do YouTube. I'm a YouTube content creator, so I don't have a lot of time to sit around and watch TV. If I watch anything, it's probably YouTube videos. And I do watch a few shows on TV, I'll admit it. But that's what I wanted to get, was a more lean television lineup, because I didn't want all those extra channels. I don't watch it. Why am I spending for it? So long story short, called the provider that I use, and I said, this is too expensive. There's competitors trying to earn my business. Give me your customer retention department. I need a better deal. Obviously, before I did that, I spoke to the customer service reps. They couldn't meet my needs, so then I continued to escalate. And ultimately, what I ended up with was a very limited not cable TV, but satellite TV offering that they didn't even advertise on their website. It was just a very limited number of channels. But by having that, I was still in a bundle, so I was able to bundle my satellite internet, my cell phone, my satellite TV rather, my cell phone, and my internet. and I was still able to get that bundle deal, but I wasn't paying as much for the television, because the television is what will really eat you alive. And anyway, went through that, nickel and dimed them, and I said, oh, by the way, I don't want a special promotional offer. I said, you're going to give me, a good forever rate. And I mean, that took a lot of escalations, but finally I got into something where I don't have to feel obligated to call back in 18 or 24 months, whatever the period may have been, to re-haggle and try to get a lower rate for those services. So that helped me tremendously month to month by taking the initiative to escalate and haggle and get a better rate on that. Obviously, cutting out things that aren't needed. I mean, it's easy to get subscriptions to these streaming video services. I mean, I'm not going to drop the names because they're good. They're good providers, but you know who they are. If you want to stream TV shows or movies, you pay a monthly fee. All that adds up. So eliminate that. Other things, if you have your auto insurance, your homeowner's insurance, that sort of stuff, more than likely that's something else that's continued to creep up month to month. So if you sit down with them, schedule an appointment, be like, I want to review what I've got coverage for, what my options are, more than likely they're probably going to have something that's a lower price to continue to earn your business, especially if they think you're about to jump ship and go with a competitor. So always keep that in your back pocket. You're shopping around to competitors, then more than likely if they want to retain your business, more than likely what they'll do is offer an outstanding deal so that they don't even feel that you're going to continue the haggling process with the competitor for an even much lower rate. Think about vehicles and that sort of thing. If you've got vehicles that are very very heavy fuel consumers, they eat a lot of fuel. You got an SUV, a big truck, that sort of thing. Don't fail to recognize how much is being spent per week on gasoline. Look at the gas mileage of that vehicle, and then look at the car payment, and then think about it and be like, well, if you didn't have the vehicle with the large amount of fuel consumption, how much more could you afford monthly for a car payment, yet still come in greatly lower than that SUV or truck because it gets the poor fuel economy. So, just because somebody's got a truck or an SUV and they assume that, oh man, it would, they'll lose so much money if they trade in or go with something else. But if you actually look at the numbers and you look at how much is being spent per month, and my recommendation would be to, chart 6 months or so, look at the vehicle payment per month and then tack on the gasoline per month, because in theory, the gasoline's going in with the vehicle. So if it's let's say a $200 a month vehicle payment, but if you're spending $300 of gas, then in theory, you're at $500 a month for that vehicle. But what if you could get a $300 a month vehicle payment, get rid of that SUV, get rid of that truck, but then you only consume $50 a month for gas. So you're at $350. So, I mean, there's a lot of ways to look at it, and a lot of people don't consider that. And, just other things, just thinking about food and that sort of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of, it's easy to get caught up in suggestive sales. Anytime you go to buy essentials, your meats and your vegetables, there's always the suggestive sales where it's like, well, I'll get this, I'll get that. And it may just be a few bucks, but a few bucks here and a few bucks there, it all compounds. So, be smarter, have a very well thought out list. Plan your meals weekly. Plan what you need ingredient wise so that you can only get what you need, and then that way you're not overspending for groceries. Because see, every dollar spent, every penny spent, it adds up and becomes part of the bigger picture. Are you a homeowner? Do you have a mortgage? Have you considered refinancing? Is it possible that you may be able to get a better rate and lower those monthly payments? I mean, that's a great way to reduce monthly cost of living. is to, if you're eligible to refinance and you can get a lot lower rate, that can help a lot. The same is applicable for vehicles. If you don't want to trade your vehicle, well, if you want to keep your existing vehicle, but you feel the monthly payment's too much, then maybe there's an opportunity to refinance that as well. So there's ways to reduce monthly cost, and a lot of people just don't look at all the tiny things, because all the tiny things add up. And again, do this spreadsheet of everything that you're paying for, and do it, and then keep a record of that, and then after you make these tweaks, take a look at that and see hopefully you're saving. If so, how much are you saving? And then looking at that information, question, well, how could you save even more? So there's no, it doesn't have to be an overly complex process. But the main thing is that a lot of people are unaware, whether they just never cared to think about it, or maybe they thought about it, but they didn't put it all on one page. Again, putting it all on one page, putting it all into a spreadsheet. If you're not a spreadsheet nerd kind of person, just get you a little piece of paper and a pen and jot everything down. The same thing will work. The objective here is looking at monthly spend and looking at each component of that monthly spend and figuring out what can be eliminated or reduced. So it's really that simple. So I hope this video was of value. Again, just providing it for entertainment purposes only. But thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe. YouTube.com/iRickSky. Y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, iRickSky here. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share. It's viewers like you that enable my channel to continue to grow. Thank you.